I still can't help but think that maybe Billy G has something else up his sleeve. Alexis, what are your thoughts there?
If there's anything that I've learned from Billy G's time with the Wild is that man has deeper sleeves than anybody I know, because just when you think he's done it all, he does something again. So I don't think that the Wild are necessarily done making moves this offseason. I don't think anybody went into this offseason thinking it was going to be the only thing that he was going to do was possibly move Kevin Fiala. We know money was going to get tight with the buyouts that are going to hit this upcoming season here. So you had money to spend last year. You don't have it anymore. So you're going to have to possibly make some moves. We knew the roster was going to look different. I just think this is the beginning of moves made. I don't think we're going to see any more like drastic moves, but I don't think this roster is going to be just minus Kevin Fiala. There's going to be some other things changed before the season starts.
Right. I mean, and Bill Guerin's always listening. That's the great thing about him, right? He's always listening. He'll take calls if somebody's very interested. That was the other thing. He had mentioned, there were plenty of teams that obviously knocked on the door for Kevin Fiala.
Right.
He had 85 points this season. You're going to look at that player if you need some offensive help. He said LA, though, was the only team that came with a real offer, which is kind of surprising because I thought that New Jersey squad out there could use all the help that they could get.
Yes.
But I'm a little surprised that LA ended up being the winning team.
Well, and it didn't seem like, the front runner, it always seemed like the Devils were the team everyone kept bringing up. The Devils, the Devils, the Devils. And everyone's like, oh, makes sense. Eastern Conference team. They could use a guy like him. They've got some money to spend. And so I never really thought that the LA Kings were going to be, I think I had heard some rumblings that could maybe be a team they'd want to trade with, but
no,
it was
you
never.
Didn't. No, you didn't.
Well, yeah, I know everything. So I did hear that. It was me. I started the rumors. So it just didn't seem like one of the biggest options for them. So I was a little surprised when it was the Kings. But, if that's what they're going to give up for a guy like Kevin Fiala, like I said, I'm not mad about what they got in return for him. There's much worse trades that could have gone down. Like I said, really the biggest issue for me is that you're not going to see him a couple times a year. So, and we all know those former Minnesota Wild players love nothing more than to score goals against the Minnesota Wild. So
every time.
What's the over-under on, what are we setting the line at for goals Kevin Fiala scores against the Wild?
He'll notch 2 at least in the first game.
I was going to set the line at 2.5. Okay.
Yeah.
So first game back of the X, Hattie watch already for Kevin Fiala?
Easily.
That's fair,
Easily.
yeah.
No, he probably can't perform without Matt Boldy.
That's true.
Yikes.
They were a good
Harsh.
team. I did see people saying that, hey, without a guy like Matt Boldy, is he going to have as good of a season? Because he was very inconsistent in years past with the Minnesota Wild. Even when he had great stretches, he obviously is a very talented player, but the consistency wasn't always there.